Martin Lau is charged with deliberate homicide in the 2012 shooting death of Fairfield man Donald Allen Klein. Today, a jury was selected and attorneys on both sides made their opening arguments. The trial comes after a decision by the Montana Supreme Court in July that ruled prosecutors would have a chance to question Lau if he presents his version of events at trial. The shooting happened at Klein's residence at 1341 County Line Road. Officials were dispatched to the home after receiving a report of a man being shot in the face and neck. Lau claims that he shot Klein in self-defense. The trial will continue tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
A Great Falls man is headed to the Montana State Prison for a host of felony charges. Robert Paligo will serve 25 years behind bars. Paligo was found guilty in September of 2014 on 7 of 9 charges related to a string of thefts and burglaries in 2013. Paligo was charged with stealing thousands of dollars worth of tools and other items from 6 victims. This afternoon, the court heard victim testimony about the property losses and the emotional toll. Paligo made an emotional plea to the court, saying he accepted responsibility for the crimes. However, Paliga added not all the facts had come out in the trial. In all, Paliga will serve 4 20-year terms and 1 25-year term in the Montana State Prison, as well as 2 6-month terms in the Cascade County Detention Center. All those sentences will be run concurrently. Another Great Falls man was sentenced for the sexual assault of a 12-year-old girl today. Charles Meismer was sentenced to 10 years in the Montana State Prison with 6 suspended. Meismer pled guilty to sexual assault in October. He was originally charged with sexual intercourse without consent and aggravated kidnapping. Court documents state the 53-year-old grabbed an underage girl by the arm and then forced her into his apartment, where he allegedly removed her clothes and sexually assaulted her. The incident lasted about 20 to 30 minutes before he let her go.
To the legislature now, a bill that would criminalize the unauthorized release of certain criminal justice information had its day before the House Judiciary Committee. House Bill 32 is carried by Republican Representative Kirk Wagner of Jefferson County. Supporters said it's aimed at those who abuse direct access to the Criminal Justice Information Network, a nationwide database of arrests, convictions, and warrants. Lawmakers had questions about whether whistleblowers or people who provide information to the news media could be criminals under the bill. They suggested several amendments to address those issues.
Just like any profession, there can always be a few bad apples. House Bill 32 is meant to address those rare circumstances when a person who has the trusted authority to handle confidential criminal justice information abuses that privilege.
This is not common at all, but there are instances where this kind of breach happens and there should be consequences.
Benyon handed out a list of 7 such breaches in the state since 2005. The Montana Water Compact Commission is expected to vote tonight on the Flathead Water Compact. That's an agreement years in the making that is likely to influence water rights across much of western and central Montana. The compact would settle water rights claims between the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes and other state and private users. Advocates for the compact say the negotiated settlement is preferable to what could be thousands of court cases. It also creates agreements that might not be possible in a court setting.
What the tribes have agreed to, for example, in this settlement is that their senior right will be recognized, but they won't call on existing junior users to give up using water in a situation of shortage.
The compact also has provisions to improve water supply and delivery. It still needs funding and approval by the legislature and approval by the tribes and the United States Congress. Senate President Debbie Barrett is also on the commission. She said she had more questions about the compact and wasn't certain yet how she will vote. That meeting starts at 7 at the Great Northern Best Western Hotel in Helena.
20 years ago today, wolves were reintroduced into Yellowstone National Park. On January 12, 1995, 8 gray wolves were relocated by the park by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the National Park Service personnel. Another 6 wolves arrived in Yellowstone on January 20th. Wolves had been absent in Yellowstone for more than 70 years.
It made Yellowstone whole again. I mean, they were the one species that was kind of missing from when the earliest explorers first came to Yellowstone, and now they're back and they're doing what wild wolves do, and that's really rare in our world today, where all of the species that existed, at the time that Lewis and Clark explored the West, they're here.
Now, wolves have been controversial since their reintroduction. We did reach out to the Montana Stock Growers Association. They did not respond. However, their website say they have been standing up for Montana's family ranchers on all fronts of the wolf issue and will continue to work hard to ensure that ranchers can protect their livestock. A
6-year-old Big Sky boy was pronounced dead this morning after contracting a virus. This is Harbor DeWard. According to Caring Bridge, Harbor stopped breathing at his home on Friday. He was rushed to Bozeman Deaconess Hospital and placed on a breathing machine. He was then flown to St. Vincent's Hospital in Billings, where tests show that Harbor has parainfluenza, an upper respiratory virus that is not the flu.
Parainfluenza is a different virus, and it can also cause respiratory illnesses, everything from a mild kind of upper respiratory cold to more of a more severe croup-like illness or pneumonia. And so, but it is not the flu, and it's not part of the vaccine.
For some reason, the flow of oxygen decreased to Harbor's brain, causing swelling. Tests showed Harbor's brain injury was so severe that he couldn't even breathe on his own. Right now, Harbor is on life support in order to donate his organs.
Well, if it seems like we've gotten a little more snow than usual so far this season, then you're right on track. And
meteorologist Mike Rollins is here to show us how this season stacks up so far.
Well, we are stacking up very quickly here. Of course, all the snow that we've seen here in recent weeks. Right now, up to this date, this is now the second snowiest season on record to date. Up to this point, we have picked up 47.6 inches of snow so far. We are running ahead 26.2 inches for the average for the season. You can read much more about this on the Storm Tracker weather blog at KRTV.com. A lot of snow on the ground across the state at this hour, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon because it's cold. 5 below currently in Hill County. It's 5 in Great Falls, just 1 right now in Glasgow, the warmer air in western Montana. More dense freezing fog developing again this evening, and I also think that our temperatures are going to be close to 0. Limited visibility. Later on tonight, the winds will pick up, the fog clears out. We'll look at some warmer weather ahead in the 7-day forecast.
And coming up, looking out for